Hey, this is Joey Vera from Fates Warning and Armored Saint, and you are listening to Metal Wani.
Hello, Mr. Joey Vera. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. You guys were on tour recently. I mean, it was a pretty short tour in Germany and in Belgium as well earlier this month. So, how has the response been from your fans?
It's been great. We have a lot of loyal supporters out there, and I think everyone's been really excited that we have a new record out after 9 years.
Right.
So, it's been really, really cool. The response has been awesome. Everybody loves the new record, and I think they like it that we're playing some new material finally after 9 years.
True.
So it's been going really good.
That's great. Now you gotta admit this. Fates Warning fans have a lot of patience. We have waited for years and years for the new album, and you guys delivered a fantastic album, and fans love it. So how does it feel to deliver something which took such a long period of time and still managed to hit the nail?
Well, we're relieved actually because we've been wanting to make a record for a very long time. It was just sort of a circumstance thing that what took so long. Just
Right.
every schedules coming together and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're stoked as well as the fans are. I mean, we didn't want to take this long. We were trying to get this done sooner than longer.
Right.
So we're equally excited to be able to go out and play new songs. We wish we could play more new songs, but we know that there's a certain amount of fans that they still want to hear a lot of the old songs and stuff.
True.
So we're trying, the set right now is pretty much
Balanced.
yeah, it's pretty balanced. We're playing, this last tour we did about 4 new songs, which was which is pretty good for
Right.
touring on a new record. So we're stoked on it too. We love it. We're having a great time with it.
That's wonderful. Now, that genuine interest in your fans that they were eagerly waiting for the album, did that kind of help the band, getting the album and that motivation together?
Well, I was saying that a lot of this stuff has been written over the course of the 9 years that we were
Right.
away.
Right.
Some of this stuff, some things just had to get put on hold for, an OSI record, and Ray did a Redemption record,
Right.
and Bobby did something with Sebastian, and I did something with Armored Saint. So we all had different things going on. So that this always kind of got put on a burner whenever we got busy.
Right.
But I mean, our motivation wasn't just solely like demand from fans. I mean, there was also demand within ourselves. I mean, we hadn't put a record out in 9 years, and so we were just dying to get something done.
Right.
It just took a long time. I can say though that we kind of learned from that, and we don't want to take another 10 years.
9 years.
So we're already talking about. We're at least in the talking stages about writing the next record. I'm not saying we're writing it now, but we are, at least getting mentally ready to get another record done within the next, hopefully, 3 to 5 years.
Now that's again half a decade we have to wait.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the nice thing about the album is that it's so consistent across the board in terms of how it's both dark as well as progressive. For example, Firefly and Kneel and Obey is an excellent example of that. Was it important to stick with that approach since it's it's a trademark Fates Warning style?
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Jim's the chief songwriter, so
Right.
he probably would answer that his own way. But I think that I sort of feel like it was just sort of a natural progression for us
Mm-hmm.
where we came from, but we also, I think, at least for me, we sort of felt like I think that I think that we wanted to be a little bit more progressive. So
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of the stuff on the record is very progressive sounding.
Right.
So I think that was done intentionally. I think that the fans were eager to hear, more of the where we came from.
Right.
The you know
The roots.
yeah, the sort of the era of symmetry and
Yeah.
inside out kind of progressive stuff
True.
that we hadn't really done since then. Like the last two records maybe were a little more like
Experimental.
yeah, a little bit more Tool influence, for lack of a better
Right.
explanation, which I love as well. But I think that we consciously wanted to make something that was a little more impressive, shall we say?
That's really great. You joined the band when you guys were recording A Pleasant Shade of Grey. Now, that was the first album you were going to record with the band. And
Right.
that's actually one big song, which is split
Yeah.
into 12 parts. So, how did it feel to start a career with FATES Wani by being part of an album which is one huge song?
Well, for me, it was learning 12 different songs, so it wasn't like learning one giant long song. But I mean, it was exciting for me because I've known these guys for a long time. At that point, we were already friends, so
Right.
yeah, it was cool. It was joining a band that I respected and looked up to, but I also knew them as friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a bonus, for me to get involved. But I mean, little did I know I would still be doing this. I mean,
Right.
17 years or something crazy like that. I had no idea then that I'd still be playing with them. But it's been a great ride. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from those guys musically and just everything. It's been cool.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And you have played this entire Pleasant Shade of Grey live in its entirety. I mean, it's close to 53 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you remember, so much on stage?
It's actually hard. It's easier to remember that than it is some of these other sets we're doing. I mean, lately we've been playing like an hour and 45 minutes, which is pretty long for us. And there's a lot of notes in that time period. That's been more of a challenge. But the challenge with AppSong is that it's it's all done in sequence and it's all on cues and there's no room for improvisation really.
Right.
It just goes.
Yeah.
So you gotta be ready for that. We're actually talking about possibly doing that again sometime in the near future. But I don't know when or where, but there has been some talk about us doing that.
That's wonderful. And you guys have been playing continuously live after you released the album. Even the entire later part of 2013 was jam-packed, and even now you guys are playing shows. So, being active on stage, continuously, what new territories did you guys explore from past 1 year?
Well, in the last couple of years, it's been the last 2 years, even before Darkness came out, it was we started going to more Eastern Bloc European countries. So we went to Russia a couple times. We did Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania. We went to Turkey.
Wow.
Yeah, we went to some pretty cool places. Yeah, a lot of them. So I think that's been the biggest reach. It's been going out there, and we've been going to Greece too for several years. But we have a great home there. A lot of fans.
Cool.
We do really, really well there. But yeah, so that's really been the reach so far. I mean, for us, we like to go the other direction, though, we'd like to go to East, and Southeast Asia, Japan, India, of course,
I was about
South
to
America.
tell you that because you guys went to Turkey, but you forgot to come to India. So, nonetheless,
Well,
I
we
mean,
forget. We didn't
yeah,
forget. It's hard for us to get offers from territories where we first have never been before, and we're not even sure if anyone would want to come see us. So you'd be a better judge than I would.
in that sense, I must tell you that as of now, we've had so many progressive metal bands or progressive rock bands coming in here, but when it comes to the legendary status like Queensryche, Dream Theater, Fates Warning, none of them have come here, and we can expect them to come in future. But we've had bunch of bands like Carnival from Australia. We've had Neil Morse with Mike Portnoy. They have
Yeah,
come over here, so it's growing in terms of bands coming in here. But in terms of like thrash and others, we've had Megadeth come here 2 times. Metallica has
yeah,
come here, so it's a growing market over here. May not be now, but 1 or 2 years down the line, for sure we're gonna see Fates Warning.
yeah. I hope so. Would love to do it. Would love to.
And currently, like you said, you guys are in a thought process of the new album. Do you kind of believe that the progressive metal, like you've been playing it from decades, you like to stick to your trademark style, or you would like to explore and experiment various things like you have done in the past?
Whenever it comes time to do writing for us,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think it's something that we plot out, like a map, and then we stick to it. It's just really sort of a, exploration, and we'll see where it ends up. I really don't think that the band is going to go astray on any bizarre,
Different zones, right?
experiment. I mean, there's a certain amount of you have to keep in mind what our band is, who listens to our band, who
Right.
our fans are. So you
Right.
kind of have to, to a certain degree, you play to that.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that we don't take chances, because we do take chances, but as a whole, I don't know. I haven't even thought about the next record yet, to be honest with you. We're talking about it, but we haven't really thought about, okay, what can we do this time,
Right.
If anything, maybe try to go even more progressive, but who knows,
Right. I
Too early
understand
to
that.
tell.
Right. And you guys have been one of the founding, the bands who are responsible for creating a genre in itself. Now, as the time proceeds, why do you think that, Fates Warning kind of went into the background and the other bands like Dream Theater came in front? Because from the musical point of view, you guys were known to basically have a trademark style, and which was completely appreciated by all the fans. But as a progressive metal fan, I kind of believe that, I feel that somehow the band kind of went a bit back, maybe due to other projects or other commitments, and then the other bands which were formed after you guys came in a bit forward. So what's your thought on that?
I don't know. I only have a perspective from the outside, really, because I think the band was getting its most popular right around Parallels,
Right?
before I was in the band. And I mean, this happens to a lot of bands.
True.
Such as
True.
Fates Warning. I'm in another band that this happens to.
Right. Yeah. I understand.
But so I mean, the only real explanation is that sometimes the timing is not right. So for various reasons, the market or the people or the
Right.
band even or the label or something's not aligned right, and then it's not your time.
True.
It's just not your time to excel. And Dream Theater came in at a time, and somehow it was the right time, and the song Hold Me Under came out, and then everybody was hooked.
Right.
And sometimes that's all it takes, is that one
One song.
and you have a career. As long as you kind of give the people what they want every time they come back for it, they will be with you forever.
Right.
So I would say, just in a nutshell, it's probably just a timing thing, you know. It's
Right.
just an issue of that, you know. And so when that happens, bands get bigger, and then people can tend to recognize those bands, and the bands that kind of maybe were contemporaries, they get left behind, and not so many people know who they are.
Right. I understand that. Now, you've been in the music from decades. I mean, what variables can actually help a musician to draw a line between inspiration and imitation?
Um, I think the answer is just to be honest with yourself. I don't think there's a formula for that. It's just, you know, I think that people are smarter than maybe you give them credit for. People can really sniff out when you're simply imitating something,
Right.
as opposed to when something's truly original and unique. People eventually will gravitate towards it.
True.
It's not to say that it's going to sell a million records, but people will like it if it's unique and original.
Right.
If something's copied, sometimes it pleases somebody temporarily, but it usually never lasts very long.
Right. That's true. Now, at one point, you actually were considered as a replacement to Cliff Burton when he died. Just another thought. How do you think life would have been if you would have been in Metallica?
Different. Just would have been a different path, you know, different life. Who knows, you know? I mean, judging by the way Jason's life turned out, you know, right. He eventually wanted more out of music than just to be in Metallica. So sure. That's what led him to go to pursue something else.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I tend to think that may have happened to me too, because I've got kind of a similar personality where I kind of get restless and bored, and I'm you know, I enjoy being a part, sort of a leader. I enjoy being a songwriter.
Right.
I'm not sure how that would have fared being in a situation like that. Although, you know, it's kind of my role in Fates Warning, and I'm pretty content there. So, you know, you never know. Things just be different.
Absolutely. Now, apart from Fates Warning, there are so many Ahmed Saint fans who are waiting for the new album. La Raza was amazing. Now, what's the plan for future? Now, Fates Warning album is out, so any plan of start writing the songs and enter the studio, let's say by later part of 2040?
Well, we've been writing actually.
Oh, cool.
And we're just about wrapped up writing. So wow. We just need to write, you know, a small handful more. Mm-hmm. We've got about 8 songs finished. Mm-hmm. So we just need to write a few more, and the plan is to try to get it done and recorded by the end of the year. It's
awesome.
It won't be done, it won't be out by then, but the goal is to hopefully this time next year.
Early next year.
Yeah, well, more like spring, early summer, realistically.
Wow, that's awesome. Now that's something to look forward to, because I've been digging La Ra's album. That was my first album which I heard of Ahmed Saint, and it just blew my mind.
Cool.
You've been with the band for close to 2 decades now. In next few years, you'll be close to 2 decades. Looking back, what do you say is your favorite Fates Warning album?
I think Absog might be my favorite.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe because it's was the first thing I got involved in, or because it's the piece itself is great. I don't know, but I'm a little biased towards that one.
All right. And what are the plans for rest of 2014?
We are supposedly, I say that cautiously, we're supposedly going to South America for some shows.
Awesome.
In September. Yeah, in September. So it's not that many, but it's about a week and a half. and I hope that happens because that'll be really cool.
Now, Latin American fans are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there once before with when I was playing with Anthrax, and I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy.
I have never seen anything like that. I mean, I check out the live shows which bands go to Latin America, and someone or the other will post a YouTube clip. I get blown away. I mean, the dedication from Latin America is absolutely phenomenal.
That's crazy. It's totally nuts. So I hope it happens because it'll be a lot of fun. And then we are also supposedly doing another run of Europe and the U.S., but in the fall. So say October, starting around October, we're supposed to go back to Europe again, do another run in Europe, and then after that do another run in the U.S. Up until Christmas next year. So that's really the immediate plans so far, and in the meantime, more talk about writing the new record.
That's awesome. Now, I'll end the interview on a very short note. You've been with the band, you've seen everything happening. You've been working on so many side projects, and all of you have been, busy with that. How do you think, as a musician right now, living in this digital age where, things in music are very, very tough? How do you manage to, make a living out of it?
Well, you have to sell lots of merchandise.
That seems to be one of the primary, goal in terms of going on tour or playing live, is to sell merch as much as possible.
Yeah, really, the truth is, the only way to really make any kind of money is to tour. I mean, the touring is, if you can afford to stay out there, that's really where you make most of your money, is playing live shows, selling merchandise. Last year, our last American tour, we did this thing where for the first time, we had this, a VIP kind of a package where you get to come in and
meet the band.
Meet us, watch sound check, hang out after sound check, take a bunch of pictures, and it's just more of a one-on-one personal thing.
Right.
And we had great success with that in the U.S. So that was, that's another form of income for us, and that's, you have to do these things that are maybe a little bit outside the box to do that, because simply putting records out is nowadays. It's not
doesn't
enough.
Work out.
No.
Right, absolutely true. Well, that's it. I mean, we had a tough time from last 30 minutes trying to connect with each other, but I'm glad we finally made it. I would like to thank you very much for sparing some time.
No problem. Thanks for reaching out, and I look forward to playing in India someday. So if you can help by spreading the word about our bands, then that's all the better. So thank you.
I think what you said is partially wrong, because I don't have to tell fans to listen to Fates Wani. There are Fates Wani fans.
All right, good. Well, then we just got to get the right plane fares to get over there.
Right, the right time and the right opportunity, and you guys are here.